So Ms. Sarah Palin has decided that she's going to give a speech in Iowa talking about her presidential aspirations. She says that she's very seriously considering running for president. I don't know that anybody else is taking it seriously, but she apparently is. Now, in the reality is she's not even taking it seriously herself. She usually uses it for marketing purposes so she can sell more books and get more reality shows. That's what she did last time around. Very realistically, this time around, the same thing's going to happen. All right, now, it turns out this one was not well received, not just by no good libs like myself, but also by conservatives. Byron York used to be one of her top supporters, and he writes in the Washington Examiner that the GOP has a Sarah Palin problem. Okay, so he has flipped on her and realizes, well, it's possible that she's actually an idiot. Now, he doesn't use those words, but he doesn't have to. It's obvious, and you'll see her actual speech in a second, and you'll be able to decide for yourself. Meanwhile, John Fund, another conservative writing in the National Review, said her speech was meandering and often bizarre. My favorite is Joe Scarborough, who just described it as, quote, "It's a tragedy." All right, that's awesome. Now, in the speech, she referred to President Obama as, quote, "an overgrown little boy." Now, those are not the words I would have used. That seems like poor word choice. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Okay, now, I'm going to give you some videos here. But before I do, I want you to understand what went wrong in the speech. Let's be fair to Sarah Palin. Some are reporting that she lost her teleprompter in the middle, and that's why she had to ad-lib. Ooh, that's a dangerous territory. Now, here's the thing, though. I know from Sarah Palin that she does not like people using the teleprompter. Remember this?
Mr. President, we admit it. You won. Accept it. Now step away from the teleprompter and do your job.
The teleprompter got you. She read that off of a teleprompter. That's phenomenal. Okay, she's got a set on her, man. She's got no problem with hypocrisy. Anyway, in this speech, she loses the prompter. So what is going to happen? Chaos is about to ensue. We're going to give you a long clip here. See if you can follow this train of thought.
Knowing what the media will do all throughout 2016 to all of us, it's going to take more than a village to beat Hillary. Well, okay, and here's how we do it, okay? We go on offense. We go on offense now, and we expect our GOP leaders in D.C. to get on offense because we, the people, we realize that this is war. As I say, it is war for the solvency, the sovereignty of the United States of America. And we don't sit on our thumbs this next time when one of our own is being crucified and falsely accused of whatever the hip accusation of the day happens to be, right? Racism, sexism, whatever. Really, it's kind of Orwellian observing how that works, that rule of Saul Alinsky's, no doubt, that the left employs. Disgusting charges from the left that reverse them, for it is they who point a finger, not really, they have triple that amount of fingers pointing right back at them, revealing that they are the ones who really discriminate and divide on color and class and sex. We call them out. We don't let them get away with it then. On gender, oh man, this one, on gender, it is they who defeat women. They shackle them to the good old boys running Washington, pimping this promise that, oh, they have to provide for the little lady's every need because they're there. A woman, she's just not capable. It's the left that does that. It isn't the right. It isn't conservatives. So we go on offense and we reveal the real war on women with truth because we can handle the truth.
Can we? Okay, that's not that pleasant. It's village, Hillary Clinton, you want 16 on? Yes, let's go get Hillary Clinton. We go on the offense. And then she seemed to have even lost this crowd. For it is they who point the finger, but we triple their fingers and we point it right back at them, just like this. If you notice, she did this. Triple their fingers. 1, 2. Yeah, no, that would only be 2. Okay. And we say to you, we triple it right back, for it is they. What was that? What was that? That was awesome. And then there was a little laugh in the middle, like, whoo. As I say. All right, but my favorite part was when she was saying that we're not going to sit on our thumbs. Do people do that? Wouldn't your thumb then be up your ass? I didn't know that was a thing. I just didn't know. Okay, that's exactly where you don't want to triple the fingers. Unless, of course, you're in a German movie. All right. Now, maybe we're being unfair by showing you the actual video. So let me try to deliver it in a voice that is not Sarah Palin's. Maybe if I read a part of her speech, it'll come off looking better. So I'll give that a shot. Okay, I'm going to do the best I can. All right. So here's another part of her speech. Things must change for our government. Look at it. It isn't too big to fail. It's too big to be successful. It's too big to succeed. So when you can afford no retreads or nothing will change the same people and same policies that got us into the status quo. Another Latin word, status quo. And it stands for, man, the middle class, everyday Americans are really getting taken for a ride. Let us just pause here for a second. I'm pretty sure that's not what status quo stands for in Latin. That status quo and GOP leaders, no, let me not do the Palin voice. By the way, you know the man can only ride you when your back is bent. So strengthen it. Then the man can't ride you. America won't be taken for a ride because so much is at stake and we can't afford politicians playing games like nothing more is at stake than, oh, maybe just the next standing of theirs in the next election. I did the best I could. Okay. So there are sitting on thumbs here. There are backs being ridden. Okay. By the way, that's a Martin Luther King quote. That's sacrilegious. Don't use it in the middle of your nonsense speech. Okay. And he certainly did not mean, hey, you know what, more tax cuts for the rich. Okay. He was talking about fighting against the horrible segregation that was going on in this country. All right. Now, finally, let's go back to Joe Scarborough. And he's going to explain what he meant by tragedy and how there was so much promise in Sarah Palin and what wound up instead.
I think it's a tragedy, too. I say that because I remember, we all remember that night she spoke in 2008 at the convention. I will say it remains one of the most electrifying performances I've seen in the last 4 or 5 conventions I've been to. Nobody expected her to do well. She delivered the lines well. She hit it out of the park. And, you know, we will let history decide how she got from that point to this point.
Isn't it amazing how shallow political coverage in this country is? First of all, the expectations were set low so that if you wind up reading well, ironically, from a prompter, you get huge accolades. I mean, this is the Bush model, okay? Say, okay, look, our candidate is going to be a blithering idiot. But if he or she does a tiny bit better than that, we exceeded expectations. So you should vote for them to lead the free world. Yeah, that makes sense. And then second of all, and more importantly in this case, all she did was read well in that convention. She didn't write that speech. See, when you take her prompter away, and that's why she does the projection about Obama, oh, he can't do it off a prompter, because she knows she can't do it off a prompter. So if she's taken off that prompter, she's adrift. There are thumbs and anuses. There are, you know, Saul Alinsky's. I mean, she's floating out there, Hillary Clinton village. Oh, no, it's like Sandra Bullock in Gravity. Okay, and so you were so enamored with her because she was pretty and she could read well off a prompter. And that's only because she was a sports anchor once on television, so she was used to reading off a prompter. You shouldn't have been enamored in the first place. That's not what makes a great leader. Isn't that amazing that our political pundits mistake reading off a prompter well and being slightly charismatic with the same skill set as being President of the United States of America and Commander-in-Chief? Those are not the same skills. Stop confusing the two. So in the end, we see exactly who Sarah Palin is. And, ironically, it ain't pretty.